it's Melanie. Happy Wednesday to everybody. So today I'm going to share with you products that didn't work for me. I have tried to record this video several times over the last few weeks, and every time that I've done it, I have deleted the footage because I didn't want to come across as like bashing products unnecessarily. And, because I do realize that a lot of times things that work for somebody else don't necessarily work for the next person, and vice versa. Like, products, especially makeup, are very subjective to the user, Just because I love something doesn't mean that you will love it, and just because you love something doesn't mean that I will love it. So I just feel like, I want to be respectful when I show you guys these products, but I just also want to share my unique experience with them. So I'm going to stop jibber jabbering. If you are looking at this little piece of hair that just like wings out for some reason today, I'm really sorry. Like, I tried to it just won't. So let's try not to notice it too much. Anyway, I'm going to jump right into it. First thing I'm going to mention is actually, luckily, no longer available. It's the Boots No. 7 Intelligent Balance Mousse Foundation. I purchased this, gosh, it must have at least been 2 years ago now at Target. This is a mousse foundation. One, the color is absolutely awful for me. Not a good color choice for me. But this was the lightest one, I believe, at the time that they had. So this is a mousse foundation. It's a very, it's a very silicone-y mousse, to the point where it literally, there it is. Oh my, this looks terrible. This is not a color match. And in all fairness, this has, over the last 2 years, oxidized in the container, so it's much darker than it was originally. But originally, it was still much too dark for my very fair skin. And the color that I had here is number 15 Buff, which, like I said, at the time was one of the lightest shades. But I don't know if you can tell, this foundation literally, it never rubbed into my skin at all because it just kept balling up. The reason that it balls up like this and is extremely difficult to actually smooth out on the skin is because of the sheer amount of silicone that is in it. This is the most heavy, silicone-y foundation that I've ever used in my life. And I was actually at Target last night looking to see if they still carried it so I could tell you whether or not it's even still available. And I didn't notice it at my local Target. I think that they've replaced it with a bunch of other foundations. I wanted to try this one because I had heard some other people on YouTube talking about how this was really great for their super oily skin. Absolutely not the case. It made my skin even oilier. It was extremely difficult to blend in. It settled into my pores. It settled into the lines on my forehead. It was just not a good fit for me at all. So this was a huge bummer, and that just needs to leave my collection. I've actually just kept it to show in a video like this. So the second foundation products are from Ofra Cosmetics. These are their Absolute Cover Silk Peptide Foundations. These were sent to me for review. I never actually did a review video on these because I thought they were not great at all. In fact, I think this is one of the worst liquid foundations that I've ever actually tried. They sent me two different colors, the number 2 and the number 3. The number 2 was a pretty good color fit, but this foundation separated on my face within a half hour of putting it on. It literally looked like it was cracking, and it looked like I had alligator skin. I had never had a foundation do that. And so I thought maybe originally it was because I put it over my Sarah McNamara Miracle Skin Transformer, which is my normal primer. So the next time that I tried it over the Veil Mineral Primer from Hourglass. Did the exact same thing, and then the third time that I tried it all on its own without any primer, and it still did it. So I don't know what it is with this foundation that didn't interact well with my skin, but I looked like a hot mess. On the days that I was trying this out, the 3 days, I didn't even leave the house, and in fact, I washed it off after a couple of hours. I just couldn't even deal. I could not get it to work. This is an oil-free, like water-based foundation, and that's why I thought it would do pretty well with my oily skin. But, and it does have dimethicone in it, which a lot of foundations that are geared towards oily skin, you know, that's usually a good fit. This just not good. Not good at all. It might work for more normal skin types, but just for mine, absolutely not. Okay, I have some eyeshadows here. These are the Hard Candy Kaleidoscope Baked Eyeshadow Duos. Now, both of these I bought on the recommendation of another YouTuber because she said they were really good. I'm not going to say who it was, but she, I think, likes Hard Candy products. That might give it away. But anyway, I really don't think these are very good. One, they're impossible to apply with a brush. I am not someone who likes to dip my fingers in my eyeshadows to apply them. I know that that's like one of the best ways to get a lot more pigmentation out of your shadows, but I just don't like having to do that on a regular basis. When you apply these with a brush, they just deposit absolutely like zero color. When you swatch them with your fingers, I mean, there's a decent amount of payoff there, right? It's not terrible. But it's when you apply them to your eyes that just doesn't transfer at all. Even when you put it on like with your fingers, it just, I never got any kind of real payoff from these. And I do have high expectations for shadows. You know, I tend to prefer higher end eyeshadows. There are some things that I think the drugstore brands do really well, and there's some things that I think are worth splurging on. To me, eyeshadow is one of those things, it's actually the #1 thing that I would say is worth splurging on. The quality of these is just not there for me, and I just don't like these. So I normally like baked eyeshadows, but these are just not great at all. Luckily, this was just a sample that I got, but this is the Bobbi Brown BB Cream SPF 35. This is in the color Fair. Let me show you what the color Fair looks like according to Bobbi Brown. That's what Bobbi Brown apparently thinks fair skin looks like. Sorry, my hands are really dry, so you might see some flaky skin on there, but that couldn't be more peach or orange, like if it tried. Plus, this oxidized on me like no other. Oh my god, within 2 hours of putting this on, my freaking face was orange. It was just not good. And it did not do well with my oily skin at all. I'm not saying this was geared towards like oily skin, but if you are someone who does have oily skin and you're looking for a BB cream type product that works for that skin type, I don't think this is a good one to try. The Miracle Skin Transformer from Sarah McNamara, I talk about it way too much, but that is because it's the only thing that I've ever found that is a BB cream type product that actually does work for my oily skin. This, no. Thankfully, it was like a 100-point perk or something from Sephora, but wow, that did not work for me. Okay, this is a Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. I actually really like the Bronze Booster line from Physicians Formula, and I have several. And I thought the packaging on this was kind of different and unique, but really, truly, it's just a hot mess. I don't even know if they still sell this particular one, but the little brush comes out from the top of the thing here. You just push it down. That's not great. But when I saw this, I was like, ooh. So not a good color fit for me, and it's the most shimmery bronzer in like the history of the world. I don't think anyone could actually put this on their face, and oh man, my fingers are dirty at this point, but let me give you guys a swatch on my hand here so you can see. I don't even know if this will come off on camera. It's so orange and so shimmery. There's no way that I could ever put this on my face. Like, I tried it a few times to just like kind of like put around like the outskirts of my face. It was awful. It oxidized even more and just looked terrible. It was so bad. So I don't know, part of me thinks this might still make like a great eyeshadow or something, but I don't feel like messing with it. I am going to go ahead and pass this along to my nieces. They might use it as an eyeshadow, or they might enjoy the glow a little bit more than their aunt does, but for me, this was like a huge fail. Plus, I think I paid like $14.50 for this, so I'm kind of pissed. It does have a nice little mirror on the bottom there, but anyway, this was a huge dud from Physicians Formula. Okay. I have some cream eyeshadows from Tarte. These are the Emphasize Amazonian Clay Waterproof Cream Eyeshadows. Not good. I actually have more than this. I just grabbed these two to show you guys. I'm going to have to get rid of these in my collection. One, when you try to like actually apply this on your eyes, it's so patchy. It goes on so painfully patchy that it's like, oh, it's not good. And it like really looks muddy once you get it on your eyes. Like that's a terrible example. You really have to like see it on the eyes. Like when you would try to spread it around, it would like pull from one area and like move it to the other area, and when you would try to go back and cover the bare spot, like it would just take the product from like another spot on your eye. It was the most bizarre thing. Some of the colors were worse than others. I found that the purple, which was Plum Smoke, and the Shimmering Moss were the worst. The like more nude and rose gold type colors weren't quite as bad, but I don't know what it was about these two colors. But here's that shimmering. Oh, and look at this. This one's like, oh, and they're so weird. It's a pretty green, like it's a gorgeous color, but there is just something about this formula that did not work on my eyeballs. And I don't know if it interacted with my primer. I always have to use an eye primer because I have really oily eyelids. Man, my hands look terrible. I'm like covered in crap right now. I don't know what it was, but these were just not good. I don't know if Tarte even sells these like on their own anymore. This was a package that I got like after Christmas. I want to say it was last year from the Sephora sale site, but if they do still sell these and you're thinking about trying a cream shadow, I would not try these. No. If you're looking for a high-end cream shadow that works really well, the Benefit creaseless cream shadows are really, really lovely, and I would recommend those 1,000 times over these Tarte ones. Okay, last thing. I actually have a full video review of this particular product that I will link down below for you. It is the Smart Brow. Let's do it like this. Smart Brow. Oh man. I saw a really big YouTuber using this, and she was like, it is like God's gift to brows. And I will admit it looked great on her brows. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to try this. So it is, it's a two-step product. So the first is you apply the color with this little super flimsy, like paint-on style brush. Flimsy, like, okay. The main problem is that I think this might be designed for people that actually have eyebrows, but they market it towards people that don't have eyebrows. This didn't work for me. One, the color was pretty bad, and this is obviously for the blonde. And let me see here. So when you like try to paint this on your brows, like the brush is so flimsy that it will deposit some color, and then when you go over it again, like it takes it away. And it just doesn't put down, like, I mean, you can see that, like, I'm trying to get, like, all of this color off, and it's just not working because this brush is terrible. And then I thought I could stick, like, my own, like, eyebrow, like, type of brush down in there. No, that, I could never actually get that to work for me. Then there's this. This is, basically like a brow gel, a tinted brow gel. When I would put this through my brows, it just deposited like chunks of the gel like just odd like chunks, like, and this is not a really great example here, but it just wasn't designed for people with no brows. Like a brush like this is for people who have eyebrows, who are looking to like put their brows in place, right? For someone who has a very thin eyebrow, this just didn't work. What works for people like us with these sparse brows are pencils. And I really like the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. That works really well for me. Powders and pomade type products, and then using like a really good brow brush. Like I invested in the Smashbox number 12 brow brush. This has been with me for probably 8 years, and I swear by it. I love it. That's what works. But like products like this, no. And it wasn't user error. I tried it several different times. It just never ever worked for me. And it's one of those products that I was always like, ugh, why? Like, don't market this towards people who have sparse brows and who are like sensitive about it and like looking for anything and everything. Because there's just no way that this could work for someone who has actual sparse brows. So I don't even know. I think they're still selling this product. I've had this for a couple years now, and I've kept it just for like showing in a video like this. It really truly was one of like the worst products that I've ever spent money on, and it's not cheap either. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was probably at least 30 bucks. I don't know. It was not cheap. So anyway, those are the products that did not work for me. Again, just because they didn't work for me doesn't necessarily mean they won't work for you. Someone may love these shadows. In fact, I know someone who really does, but I just could not get them to work for me. This foundation, this Ofra foundation, might work really well for somebody, but for my really oily skin, it did not. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about the products down below. And yeah, I'm sure I will have another one of these videos coming up at some point. You know, I try to collect a few things that don't work for me, and then do these videos like every like few months when I have a big enough collection to show you guys. So for the most part, I will try to pass these things along to my nieces after I sanitize them, and if they don't want them, they are welcome to throw them in the garbage. But this, finally, I am going to toss in the garbage because this won't work for my nieces either, so it just doesn't work at all. Anyway, like I said, leave me any questions down below, and I will see you guys in my next video, and thanks for putting up with this guy right here today. What is this? Go down. I have a haircut coming up in about a week, so I'm really pumped about that. See you guys soon. Bye.